anti-society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are getting some more Tower of God, and we have Rachel and co trying to steal a train. We ended off the last chapter with them actually getting to the platform where the train is. We have Bomb and his makeshift group are currently en route. Everyone seems to be cooperating because they understand the gravity of the situation. Even Beta is cooperating, which is surprising given that he knows that Casino is within the vicinity. So at the moment we're just rushing through to try and catch up to Rachel and her group and prevent them from stealing this train. So I don't know what's gonna happen once they get there. If they get there, what the plan is. I don't think there is a plan. I think it's just a we need to take care of this in the time limit kind of thing. So I don't really know where we're going with these chapters, but let's just get into it and see what our group's got for us. All right, we got our train suspended in the air. Saying what the hell is that in reference to the hell train seems a little on the nose. I think it's supposed to be. I feel like the scale, I just expect an entire world to be encapsulated by this train. I just expect for it to exist as its own ecosystem, given how other parts of the tower have operated. Okay, we're getting some scale, saying it's better, it's bigger than it's called the Archimedes at the workshop battles. What indeed is in there? Because everyone seems to want to get it. Interesting. Don't know where you're gonna spawn. Remember when he said he was a liar? So I don't trust anything that he says too. Grain of salt. Oh, do we have some other people? Is this the person who was in charge? Yeah, the person that we used to get the remote. He was just like, I gave up during the fighting. Okay, so he couldn't get on the train. So that's why he has the position he has now. Also, 10 years doesn't seem like... I know every once in a while I'm like, wow, the like time or time skips or whatever in Tower of God are like a little bit jarring because so much time passes in between things happening in the tower. But now that he's, oh, I spent 10 years trying to get on the train. I'm like, and then you just gave up? 10 years? That's like nothing in the tower. Yeah, she's en route. I don't like that he keeps laughing. It makes me uncomfortable. Also, the speech bubble is different. Is there something with his voice? What's going on? I trust no one, especially someone who doesn't seem to blink. At least now it's okay. They have to stay here. They can't board until Yuta joins them. So that's gonna give you a little bit of time with at least give a chance to Bomb and his group to catch up. Yeah, just keep moving. Yes, why indeed? Why give information you don't need to? I don't know if I trust that. I don't know if I trust also her being like, oh, you're somewhat better than the others. Is that an actual analysis? Or is that her just being like, I want you to believe you are better than the others? Because people who think that they are like chosen are a lot easier to manipulate. Is that true? The manipulation is leaking from this woman. Yes, we have an elevator problem. I don't know. There's got to be a plan of some kind. Are we going to deal with the Guardian? Maybe. I don't know. We're taking an alternate route and that just makes me be like, well, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna be some kind of obstacle there. Okay, platform again. They're gonna be a confrontation of people discovering the platform. I guess the Guardian is gone now because of the remote. Should, but did they? They need to let Yuta go through because they can't leave without her. But Bomb and his friends, not necessarily. What if they turn the Guardian back on? Yeah, we got some muscle. Ooh, look at that action shot. Except for poor Lil Ran. Buried behind everyone else being dramatic. But that's like a Avengers Assemble panel right there. Oh, the shaft? It is pretty clever. You don't necessarily need the elevator itself. You just need that pathway. Which, again, I pointed this out before, earlier on, because we have people who specifically are there to find paths and things, right? That's why we have Hwadong with us, right? I was like, if Bum continues to develop in his abilities and his power and his use of Shinsu, is he gonna get to a point where he can find those paths and be a guide all on his own, right? And I don't know, this seems like guide behavior. I'm just saying. Oh, we're not even engaging. We're just like, we have to get on this train. No time for fighting. We have places to be. Oh, she has a remote too. Okay. That's what I was saying before. I'm like, if they turn the Guardian back on, then as long as Yuta doesn't have to fight him, why not, right? I just felt like Bomb's gonna have to fight. Like something tells me Bomb's gonna have to fight this Guardian. That's a cool action shot too. The changed perspective. Ooh, I do the green, almost dark, shadowy green that accompanies the Guardian too. Yeah, do not get attacked by the Guardian. Yep. They're coming. Ooh, I had a feeling that Bomb's gonna have to fight this Guardian at some point. Why set that up if we weren't gonna have to fight him? Legitimately fight him, not just like, use the remote. All right, let's deal with this Guardian. Yes, put together the puzzle pieces. Is Daniel gonna want to fight? Because I feel like he just wants to pick a fight in general. But is he gonna be like, heck yeah, let's go fight something? Or is he just gonna get on the train? Because if they can't do anything until Yuta gets there, I guess if they can't interfere with Yuta getting to the train, then there's no reason for them to interfere with the Guardian fighting the other ones. Oh, see, literally on the panel, I'm gonna go see what's going on. I just feel like I need to be part of it because there's some kind of conflict happening and that's too interesting for me to just let it happen off screen. Yeah. The difference between the panel of him smiling without his hood up and then when he's not performing in front of people, he has a different expression. I think is very interesting. The contrast between the persona he presents and then who he is when no one's watching. I bet you would. Especially if Bomb holds his own. That's just gonna make Daniel incredibly intrigued. He's just gonna be like, oh, okay, new curiosity. I'll fight him. Ooh. Interesting panel lined up with Bomb there. That's a good point. Everyone's still standing, so quite a team we got put together here. Interesting to specifically bring up his father. There's so much going on with Coon family that I'm just like, there's so much drama here, and should I like drama? No. Do I love drama? Yes. I'm one of those people who I'm like, should I be in all the gossip and learning about the dynamics of other people's families? No. But I do want to know. I'm nosy. Are we surprised? I just assume at this point that I'm like, Fook's got people in all the different levels of power. I can't believe there's a controller for this. TV remote. That is a plan. They don't actually have to fight the Guardian. They just have to turn it off. It's just, that doesn't matter. This is what we're doing. We don't have time. I do love that. I do love the time restraint of Bomb does not have time to get stuck in his head, and no one else on this team has time to get stuck in their head or start fighting about ideals or opinions or politics or whatever. No one has time to negotiate whether or not they're going to cooperate with each other. They have to cooperate with each other and they have to come up with things quickly, because the alternative is they do not get the thing that they want, right? I find that such an interesting mechanic here. It's not just a, how do we raise the stakes? How do we pick up the pacing of this particular plot line? It's also, how do we force these characters to work together who have no incentive otherwise to just trust in each other and to find a way to cooperate. There's nothing about their personalities that says that they would do that, except when they're in a time crunch and there's no way for them to succeed without the help of the other people. I just think that's really cool to incorporate that in. I think he just has to. I don't know if he actually trusts her. I don't know if Bomb is actually at the point where he's as openly trusting as he used to be. But again, time constraints. He's just, I have to trust, because the alternative is I fail. And that's not an option. Yes, everyone dodge. Do not take a direct hit. Nah, he's just somewhere new. I do love that shot of the shoe, and then you just see the shadow in the peripheral. He got close. I don't think anyone's gotten that close so far. Nice. Ooh, I love that shot. Making eye contact as they pass. They got past. Did they get through the door? That's impressive, honestly, to be able to get past the Guardian. That was like his thing. But I wonder if the eye contact there with Bomb is an acknowledgement of, I'm gonna let you, right? Something about Bomb or knowledge of what's going on is letting him pass. And I don't know how much of the Guardian is like individual sentience and how much of that is connected to whoever's power he's associated with, right? Because we have the controller, there's this idea of him almost being like a projection of this person's own abilities, his own like Shinsu, right? So it does make me wonder of like how much of that is like autopilot, right, for the Guardian, of having only almost like its own programming and there being like loopholes to that, or if there's something specific in who is controlling the Guardian that's just, I'm gonna let you pass, or if it's a fluke. I don't know. I never know. I don't know until we're like right there and something gets revealed to me. Look at him go. He's got the full-on run pose going. Just notice all the detailing on her clothes. Anyway, just running up and yelling demands immediately. I don't know. This guy really wants to sacrifice himself, which I don't get. Other than being like, oh, if I tell you why I need to be on the hell train, you'll have to help me. But I guess she is an idol and manipulative. Making people adore / worship her is her job. She retired, but she has experience with that of like, how do I make people idolize me? You wouldn't mind. I'd be pretty upset. I would also expect it from her. I wouldn't even, you don't need my permission. You're gonna leave me behind if I don't show up anyway. Yeah, she's not gonna remember you as someone special. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that she's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because she was set up as an antagonist, so I'm already on edge about whether or not to trust her. Maybe it's because she's attached to Rachel and I'm just like, to anyone who's just, I'm friends with Rachel, I'm like, Rachel doesn't have friends. I've seen what she does to her friends. But also there's just some, again, everything she said is dripping with manipulation that I'm just, I don't trust you. I also don't think this guy's gonna last very long. Just calling it. He feels like dragon fodder. Oh, we have an ignition weapon? Technically, so does Bomb, depending on how you look at it, how you define it. I love that. Please move aside. Such a darling. Look who showed up. Did they literally throw it? A little silhouette. Elegant. I don't know if I'd be telling people that. I'd be like, I made it past. Don't question it. Don't think about it too much. That's what I was saying. It seems like a fanatic of an idol. Lots of images of that though, of people choosing to be in places of almost being like deified and other people refusing that deification. Yep. Only one of you, 3 of them. Oof, didn't even try to slow down. Again, we don't have time. Even Bomb, who by his nature, he is a very kind, forgiving, sympathetic person. He does not have time to negotiate with people. He doesn't have time to be like, how can I convince you to be on my side and help me out? He did with the swordsman before, but he does not have time to sit there and have like, let's have a heart to heart, figure out who you are, explain my situation, empathize with each other, befriend you so that you'll let me do what I need to. I don't have time for this. So there's a certain lack of hesitation and less of that sympathy coming through, because I literally do not have time to figure out what makes you tick and how we can find equal footing with each other. I don't have time to negotiate. Yeah, no, he is zeroed in. I don't think anything is going to prevent Bomb from doing what he needs to, because someone said the word Rachel and he throws caution to the wind at that point. Oh dear, the snacker is here again. Now there's 2 against 2. Far more worrying odds. Someone said the word Rachel again. It's gonna mess with Bomb's head. There's some good panel setups between characters in this chapter, like these last couple chapters. Oh dear. When someone says Rachel, I'm just like, Bomb, deep breath, think it through, analyze the situation. Do not let your emotions get in the way, because I just expect him to go a little bit off the walls. A lot more action plot heavy stuff in that, of just we need to get to this train and the obstacles in the way of just throwing things at them to try and prevent them from following, with Yuta and using the Guardian, having the guy who was with her stop and fighting, them just really rushing to prevent this train from being stolen, or at least leaving the station without them on it, which means that I don't always have the most commentary or analysis because it's more action heavy stuff. But I do think it's really interesting to, again, like I was saying, have this time limit specifically as a way of pulling these people together and making them make decisions that, had there not been a time limit, they would not have made those decisions, acted that way. Maybe they would have come to the same conclusion and ended up teaming up together and helping each other out, but there would have been other stuff going on to prevent them from making that decision right off the bat, right? Because we have a bunch of people who either have their own teams or their own people that they trust, or they're more of like lone wolves, so they don't necessarily want to team up with people. And also, I've noticed right there at the end that we have Bam isolated with Hwarang, right? Those 2 together, I'm like, that makes me a little bit worried about what decisions Bam is going to be making, because he doesn't have anyone around that he needs to protect, right? He doesn't have anyone around who isn't going to encourage and enable him to do things that maybe he wouldn't in other circumstances. And also, he is on a time limit too. He is so close. He needs to get there to where Rachel is, to the train. And because of that, he is making decisions that normally he wouldn't. And even attacking Yuta, right? Cursing, oh, if I didn't have my bag with me, I would have been hurt. I could have been seriously hurt by you attacking me from behind, and pointing out that specifically, and you can get the ellipses and then he's moving on, right? Like, Bam, I can't acknowledge that. I can't think about that, because in normal circumstances, Bam would not have done that. But he's on a time limit. He does not have time to negotiate or empathize or to think through the decisions. I need to just instinctually make a decision and not let my own empathy or doubts, hesitation get in the way, because he does not have time for that. And because of that, he's going to make decisions that are based off of what is the fastest, most efficient way to get what I need. And that isn't necessarily the one that is most in line with his own morality or what he would normally choose, something that he won't feel guilty about in the future when he has time to actually consider what he did. So that makes me a little bit nervous with the setup that we have right now, that he is currently facing 2 very strong opponents, Daniel especially, and he doesn't have anyone around that he, 1, needs to be aware of in terms of protecting them, and 2, anyone around who's going to tell him not to do stuff. There's no way that Hwarang isn't going to be like, yeah, do that thing, do the thing that is ruthless and impulsive and instinctual, because she's already had moments up to this point where she's, you're gonna have to make hard decisions, you're gonna have to sacrifice people, you're gonna have to do things that your morality is telling you not to do. And she wants to see if he has it in him, right? She wants to test that and be like, can you actually do that, right? Can you make that decision and actually pull through because you have the conviction for it? And I think that this is just gonna be an opportunity for that, where she's gonna be like, all right, let's see what you got. Like, how much are you willing to sacrifice to get the thing that you want? And that's a huge thing that has been set up since the beginning of Tower of God, of like, how much do you want the thing that you truly desire, and how much are you willing to sacrifice to get it? We'll see what happens in the follow-up chapters. Looks like things are going to get a little bit heated with Bam and Daniel. He's definitely going to try and see what Bam is capable of, because he's too intriguing. But I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous actions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!